just a second to get fully set up. Okay, I apologize for starting early. I clicked the wrong button, and so I accidentally started the show, but here we are. We're going to be having the show 10 minutes early. I'm going to go turn on the iPad in front of me so I can see the chat, and then when Nikki gets in here, I will co-host it.
Your fault but mine, and it was your heart on the line. I really fucked it up this time, didn't I, my dear? Didn't I, my dear?
Hey Nikki, let me get you on here. Okay, invited to co-host.
Hey.
And there's Nikki. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. We're going to give it a little bit more time. We're 10 minutes early, but I'll just kind of go over what we're doing. Every Wednesday, I'm going to be doing a show called What You Want to Know Wednesday, and it will be with your favorite vinyl sellers or maybe some you've never heard of before. I have 3 questions that they all get ahead of time, and then after that, I have some other questions for certain people. Otherwise, it's just kind of be like, you know, as we go. You guys can put questions in the chat, and we might ask them. Also, if Nikki wants to tell you, he's got something special for you guys for giveaways.
One of the, yeah. Give me 1 second. Here.
Whoa, we have 3 Nickies now. 2 Nickies now. I don't know what happened.
I want to share this. Kill that one off.
Can everybody hear me and Nikki okay?
Kill that Nikki off.
Can everybody else see 2 Nickies?
I do. It'll go away.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just get started. The first question that I gave Nikki was, what is your favorite vinyl in your collection?
I'm down. I'm sharing the post. I'm gonna share this to my Facebook.
Okay. While Nikki's doing that, I will let you guys know that there are vinyls in the store. And if there's something that you're interested in, just let me know in the chat and it can be run.
Okay. Hello. Hey. What is it? No.
If anybody does have questions, just put them in the chat.
So what is my favorite? I thought about if you thought all these questions pretty good. So hold on. Here.
I don't think we can have any music on and talk because you were cutting out for me. So we're just going to do it like this.
I don't really care too much about any like particular record. So I just don't, you know, guys. I sell records and shit. I've got a lot of cool records, and I don't really care much about them. But these are the only ones in my possession that I care about. This is the test pressing of the Christ record. So I care about that, but not really. I care about that a little. Weird reverb echo. Is everybody else hearing it?
Still an echo? Oh yeah, it sounds like I'm in a hallway.
Could I share my thoughts on Gary Newman? Sure, bro. Here in my car. And I care about this. I care about this a lot too. But I don't. It's a material thing. It's a piece of fucking plastic. This is a test press to the Memorial Day record. So this is one that we did. This is a bunch of stuff that we did when I was in this band. If you want to go ahead and run a Gibby, I'll give a real one out. I'll give a copy of the record out to somebody. So getting the giveaway, I'll give you this if you win. We got clear, purple, and teal.
Jenna needs the teal.
I like the clear. Jenna needs a teal. I'll get her one. Thanks, Josh. So these are the only two things I care about. I'm on a few other records, but I don't have test presses of them, so I don't even have copies. In fact, I didn't even have copies of this. I had to go get them from the label today because I didn't even have copies of my own records to give out. But I have one copy of the test press, and I have one copy of the Memorial Day test press.
So speaking of Memorial Day,
I don't have a Primo record, Josh. Why the fuck would I
here's
have
a
that?
little video.
Oh, geez. You should have played. Wow, there you go.
It's 16 minutes long, so I'm gonna skip around.
This guy, I mean, we all were when we were kids, but he was in a very
Bring it back.
he was in a very popular strip. If you don't know, look it up and then look up the prices, which is why this record's so high. This, well, I don't know what the test press of this. I don't know what this is worth, but just regular copies of this are $100 on Discogs, so it's kind of crazy. So
somebody asked when that was. I'm sorry about my reverb.
Reaper's also a label. Reaper's the label that signed Turnstile originally, and they put this out. They made this cover for us too, which is really cool. Like he made these cool things. Look, Skip's Ghost is going to be 23 years old this year. It's fucking crazy, man.
The concert we just watched was from June 19th, 1999.
Wow. So Jesus Christ, Skip's been dead for a long time. Been dead a long fucking time, man. Yeah. Anyway.
So if you're just joining in, we've got a giveaway up there. Nicky's giving away some of his band's records. I know.
So the giveaways for color. There's purple, teal, and clear. So yeah, that's it. Those are the only two records I care about. That's it. Everything else.
Okay, the second question. Again, I don't know how to fix this reverb. Sorry. So second question is, what is the most random vinyl in your collection? But we determined that everything in Nicky's collection is random.
Well, hang on. I went to the wall a few weeks ago, and there was two records, and somebody was like, "Were those two next to each other?" I was like, "Probably." So I pulled them. So here we have an ET picture disc. It's pretty random, right? Right next to a Heather Hunter record. She's a porn star. So there you go. Those two records are on the behind me. This is from my personal collection. We had a Heather Hunter record and an ET picture disc. So there you go. So there you go. So that's pretty random, right?
That is random.
Not for random.
Yeah. Last one was.
Which one would you expect to find on Earth? The last one was name a band that people might be surprised that I'm into. Well, you guys know, like, I stole the bangers from Miley Cyrus. So, and everybody that's since used it has stole it from Miley Cyrus, and they might not even know it. They're like bangers, but yeah, we stole that from Miley Cyrus when that record came out. We were calling them bangers since. So, what do I like that these guys wouldn't know? This is for all the people that listen to hardcore, and you're gonna get a kick out of this. I like the Warzone Bullet Hole record. I like Return to Burn by Antidote. I like How We Rock by SSD. I love Soul Force Revolution by 7 Seconds. You want me to keep going? I love Weight of the World by Turning Point, Token Entry. I love fucking the Rest in Pieces record. I like all the shitty hardcore records. Dawn, you want a record? Pick a color. Taking a deep hole, Rob says. Look at that. You like that shit, Rob? We could keep going, Rob. We could keep going. I like the second Hogan's Heroes record. I like the second Hogan's Heroes record. You want me to keep going? I'll keep going. Yeah, so I like a lot of hardcore bands when they get bad, when they go rock and roll, or when they found drugs and girls or whatnot. You know, like I'm in that part. You know, I'm in the part like that, like the Warzone Bullet Hole record. Most people would say it sucks. Most people hate that Token Entry record so bad they don't talk about it. I love it. So they fucking want to sound the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Everybody did in 1990. So I'll go with those. I thought about it long and hard because it's not going to shock you guys if I say, oh, I like Little Peep, or oh, I like Miley Cyrus. You're not going to be surprised. But that hardcore one, some people are probably like, who's the best hardcore band from DC and why is it that nasty? Because they went rock and roll. Because it's when Brian Baker fucking quit being straight edge. Well, not yet, man. He didn't quit yet. Like, let's just be honest. He might have still been like straight edge, and he might have banged a half a dozen chicks. But then my man finds piles of cocaine and strippers, and he makes Junkyard, which I like Junkyard too. But Dag Nasty, why is it better? Because it's more rock and roll. That's why Dag Nasty's better. Because it's more rock and roll. Let's face it. He brought like something new to hardcore. He played with a baseball bat guitar. My man was on drugs. So there you go. I like those records. I like when they get like that. Like I like the newer bands like Praise and shit. Bands like that like rip off that sound. I don't know. I love those 7 Seconds records. Ourselves. I mean, don't get me wrong. Walk Together is the best. But I like Ourselves and I like Soul Force. He was great in the Meat Man. Yeah, he was good. Brian's great. I think Brian's one of the best. Brian's one of my favorite guitar players of all time. He's got a very unique way he plays. Jay from Turning Point plays a lot like him. I like Jay too. I think Jay's a great guitar player as well. So yeah, I like the bands when they get shitty. You know, I don't know. There you go.
I have another clip for you guys. And hold on, I'm going to try and fix this. Does that sound better?
Yeah,
yes, it
great.
does.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I might have to turn it off when I play the videos. But I'm going to show you guys another video that I'm going to follow up with a question.
Oh, who's this? What band's this now? Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at me. I'm like 12. This is cool. This is wearing a shirt. This from the church, Rob. Yeah.
I don't think anybody can hear you, Nikki, when the video is playing.
Good.
Okay, let's get back to it.
Thanks to Hanson for letting us use bits and pieces.
Okay, so Nikki, what band was that?
That was Christ. That was awesome. That was playing Philadelphia while we were part of the Handsome and Orange 9mm tour, and that was the day our record came out. That was a great show, actually. That's a good one. That
March
was
14th, 1997.
That was fucking great. That was the day. That was the two EPs came out that same day, and Chuck met us there. So it's always weird to go on tour without a record. So we were out for like a little bit without a record, and he brought the records to that, and it was the record release show. We did it there. It was fucking great. That was a good one. That was a good tour. That was a fun time.
Does it make you feel emotional to see?
The Skip shit did. The Skip stuff does, because he's been dead for a long time now. He was one of my best friends.
I do have one more video of Christ if you guys would like to see it.
You should have pulled the Prima one.
I have it.
Oh, okay.
I haven't gotten there yet.
I was going to say, geez, I'm got that too. I heard it.
Easy. Anyone can break up a fight. Anybody.
Oh shit! A fight broke out.
You just stand in the middle. It's easy.
Go back! Go back!
All right, that's the end of that.
Come on, pussies!
All right, next time a fight happens, we stop. So if you guys care and give a shit about us, break it up fast. All right? It's easy. Anyone can break up a fight. Anybody. You just stand in the middle. It's easy.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about how the band got formed, how you got into the band?
Which
that kind
band?
of stuff? That was Christ, right?
Well, that Christ was after Prima, so that was
Okay,
easy.
so start. Okay, we'll talk about Christ and then I'll show the next
You're
video.
going backwards. You're going backwards.
Oh.
You're like falling backwards. Christ was formed because I was no longer a Prima. Aaron was no longer an Autumn. So we both wound up like going on like extensive tours and coming home without bands. And we decided to make a band with Nick and Brandon, the other Nick and Brandon from I Hate You. They were like in a total straight edge hardcore band. So we decided we wanted to make like an epic band, like kind of like metally, but we wound up being more like, I don't know. We wanted to be more metally, but we wound up being more like Neurosis or Engine Kid or something, or like with like Sunny Day Real Estate in it a little bit, you know. We wound up being a little more like, I think emo than we had originally planned. well, maybe even more metal than we were playing. We just really had no idea. We just wanted to make a band with like long songs. So that's why the songs are long. They didn't intentionally start out to be long, but I don't know. There's like 17-minute long songs on here and shit. You know, like I don't know. It's just the way it grew. It's just how it felt. You know. But shows were very violent back then. Like that was great to see. Where's that show from? We were wearing like gang shirts or something too. Where the fuck is that from? Like, what's up with the white shirts? We're probably trying to rip off Ink and Dagger or something.
Christina, Delaware, March 8th, 1997.
Oh, Christiana, Delaware. Yeah. That was it was probably like a fire hall or like a rec center or something that was probably packed. There was probably like 500 kids there. It was probably crazy. That was probably a crazy fight because the kids down there would get violent as fuck.
So I'm gonna ask you a question from an interview that you did about Christ. Was there any pushback to playing the type of music you were playing at the time, or was the scene welcoming?
When the fuck did we interview this? Who interviewed? When is this from? Is this
It's
No
from
Echo?
Sky Valley in 2023.
What the fuck? Chuck asked me that question. I don't remember even answering it. Was there any pushback or was the scene welcoming? I don't know. I need to think back. I'm going to probably contradict myself here. I guess we were welcomed. Yeah. Like, I don't know. We were all in bigger bands. So, yeah, I guess we were welcomed.
That was your answer. You were welcomed at every show.
We were all from bigger... What?
Your answer was that you were welcomed at every show.
Yeah. We fit with a lot of bands. Like, we would play... the first show we ever played was with Prema and Ink and Dagger and Shift. That was our first show. So, and then the second show was like a festival with Turmoil and Snapcase and shit. So yeah, we fit everywhere, you know?
So question in the chat. Some bands come up with melodies first and put lyrics to them. Others write lyrics and find melodies to match. Which did you do?
We always had music first. Like maybe Mikey had the lyrics. Maybe Mikey wrote lyrics. But with Christ, we didn't give a fuck about lyrics. You'll find that out in the podcast. If I'm sorry if anybody likes that record and the lyrics meant something to you, because we usually like highlighted a bunch of words out of a magazine and put it together.
So that actually goes right into the next question, which I wanted to read your answer because it's very Nicky still to this day. Joni Mitchell, yes. So the question was favorite song, specific lyric that the band wrote. And Nicky's answer is, I think all the songs are really well written and structured. Musically, I'm really proud of them all. It's pretty hard to pick a favorite. I don't pay much attention to lyrics in general, so that's a question Joni Mitchell could answer better. Very Nicky then, very Nicky now.
You want to know why we said that? There's a 10-minute long song on here. And the only lyric is, to me, harmony is just another melody. It's like two people dancing. And we wrote the song. We had this amazing song. There's a band called The God Machine, and we don't rip them off, but we structured it like them. Whereas like the lyrics to the whole 80-minute long record are a paragraph. And that's all you need to get your point across. Lyrics are dumb. Lyrics are silly. They mean something to the person that wrote them, and the person that interprets them thinks they mean something to them, but guess what? They don't. They mean nothing to you. You have nothing to do with it. They're in somebody else's head, and it's somebody else's ideas. Okay, so get the fuck over it. Like Jim Morrison did not write lyrics for you, and Jim Morrison's not a good lyricist. Just get the fuck over it. You know, like these people wrote these songs for themselves or somebody, and it's special to them. It has nothing to do with you. Move on. And that's the bottom line. We wrote this song, and it was a really amazing song, and it kind of fell right together, you know? And we had no lyrics for it. So Aaron goes, pick up these magazines and let's just fucking find some lyrics. And we're looking through the lyrics, and there's a Joni Mitchell interview, and boom. To me, in the highlight, like, you know how like there'd be like all the interview, but then in the center would be like one quotation. Well, just said, to me, harmony is just another melody. It's like two people dancing, and the other Nick was like, here it is. Here it goes. Fuck, thanks, Joni Mitchell. People like have told me that's their favorite song. It means so much to them. Like years ago, there's like like kids would like, well, we were pretty popular. Kids would like cry and shit sometimes, like emo kids, you know, they fall on the floor and cry at those shows, you know, like Frail and shit, the singer, like from that band and stuff. Rob knows what I'm talking about. And it would mean so much to me. You'd just be like, yo, thanks. Because you don't want to break their heart and be like, yo, bro, we just fucking grifted that from Joni Mitchell, you know?
So that's
Shout
the
out
perfect
Tony.
segue to our next question. And I'm going to ask you and answer it how you feel now, and then we can compare it to how you answered before. So what do you think it was about Christ that made people love it and still talk about it in the way they do now?
I don't know. That band was very special, and it was. The fact that we practiced our moves in front of the mirror because Ray Capo told me to. Now there's so much stuff that just made that band really unique and special. Time and place, you know. I don't know. A lot of people related to it. There was a lot of what was going on at the time. You know, like the sound is very 96, 97. It was all new. Like that whole sound is new. You know, like Neurosis was just becoming Neurosis, and Sunny Day Real Estate had just broken up, and emo was still 20-minute long songs, crying and screaming, and having it become pop punk like it did. You know, so like there's a lot of shit that was going on then, and I think people just related to it. Like the boys would like it because it was tough and hard, and they could like mosh and maybe sing along, and the girls would like it because it was kind of sad and kind of emotional. Kind of reminded them of something, maybe somebody giving them a flower or something. I have no fucking clue. But I think it just was right place and right time. You know, like you know, it was like the girls didn't have to stand in the back and hold their boyfriend's jackets like at the tough guy shows. But we were tough too. Obviously, you just saw we broke up a fight. We were tough.
It's pretty much what you said. It was special, a bunch of genres together.
Yeah, it really was.
And
It
if
really,
you weren't in the band, you would see
we
it.
like so much stuff, man. Like me and Brandon are like the same fucking person. We have the same musical journey. I mean, like how many people like Motley Crue and Youth of Today and the Cro-Mags and Sunny Day Real Estate and Antarctica and the Gloria record and fucking God Machine and Jane's Addiction. How many people liked all that in 1996? We found four of them. Engine Kid and Iceburn. Like you found the four kids that liked that, put them all in a room together. You know, like, and that was it, man. It was like, it was a good band. I don't think I've ever.
Before Christ, you were in Prima.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
correct.
Let's take a look at that band.
Let's watch that. Let's see what this is. There we go.
And this is Philly 12/22/95.
So this is the last day of the shelter. Wow, oh my. Oh, let this.
Who can I trust? Who can we trust? When we're stuck in this Thanks a lot, Philly. We're praying up. Look to the future.
Wow.
Take you back.
Yeah, that was a crazy tour. That's the one we thought we were going to die a lot. That was the winter of '95. That was the Shelter tour. That's Jen. That's the one, Jen. If you're still in here, that's the one where Jim Winters got cracked in half when he was at Earth Crisis. A friend of ours got thrown out of. They got in a wreck and their van split in half, and he got thrown into the woods. And they didn't realize he was gone because they counted so many people, but they forgot that they knew they had to count a certain number of people, but they counted somebody twice and they didn't look for Jim, and he broke his spleen and he was thrown like 40 feet from the van, and they went back the next morning. When they woke up, they're like, where's Jim? He was like in the snow.
Oh, wow.
We all thought we were going to die. No, we thought we were going to die several times on that tour. That was scary as hell. That was the Shelter tour. That was horrible. And then we that was the last show. Like I said, I actually missed my mom. Like, so I just wanted to go home. And then like by the time, and then we like left like 2 days later, and we were back out for a couple more weeks in the snow again. And then we had to rush home to beat the snow. And then we went back out in the snow again with Walleye. And I never thought I was going to die so many times in 1 year as I did that year. We probably almost got in about 7 van crashes.
And how old were you then?
Like 20. Like Chris was like 17. That's why I said, Jen, look at Chris. Oh my God, he was a baby.
So you mentioned in the chat that you went to the temple afterwards, and I believe I read
Not
an article.
That was we all both Prema and Christ were both Hare Krishna kids.
Yeah, so I believe I read an article that you guys were all Hare Krishnas. So how did that work? Like, how did you find out about it? Get into it?
I heard the Cro-Mags. I heard the Cro-Mags, and that was it. Like, so the Cro-Mags did this. I heard the Cro-Mags, and then they did this interview, and they were like, "We're at least Hare Krishna. We're this Hare Krishna. What is this?" So I checked it out, and then like next thing you know, like Youth of Today turned in. And you're kind of like, "What's going on with this? There's got to be something here." So I mentioned to, I don't know, maybe my dad about it. My dad was like, "Andy's a Hare Krishna. Nick, go see him." I was like, "Andy?" He goes, "Hey, Andy." I go, "What? Really?" He goes, "You don't remember? You used to hang out and dance with him all the time on the boardwalk and here and there when you were little." So I guess the seed was planted little, you know. So when I get to the temple, I see Anthony, and now I know this guy my whole life. And unbeknownst to me, he was initiated by Prabhupada, so I didn't know that at first. So he's a big deal. So I show up, and Andy's like, "Oh my God, Nick, not alive." And people are like, Amritaj. So it's kind of crazy, you know. I don't know. Yeah, and then we all were. I don't know. It just was I don't know, this thing. I don't know.
Someone in the chat would like to know if you still play guitar.
Do I? No. Can I? Sure. Like, do you ride a bike every day? Probably not. You know, do you fuck every day? Probably not. Did you forget how to do those things? Probably not. You know, like so. No, I still can. I just don't. Like I'm not. I don't have to do it I don't have to do it anymore. You know what I mean? Like I don't. It's not something I have to do anymore. So I do it.
Yeah. We're about halfway through, so I'm gonna go ahead and put up another giveaway. So
Yeah,
everybody get in there.
yeah, get in there. It's for this. I don't have any Memorial Day things or framing things to give away, but I went over to the label and got. Oh, get in. Um, maybe you'll like it. Maybe you won't. I don't know. But this is great. This is like Gavin. I don't know if anybody's in the hardcore. Gavin Von Vlack produced this, or whatever, or hung out while we recorded. But it was great. If you don't know, he's from Bern. So he's a big deal somewhere. Am I going to sign it? Come on, Al, man. You're asking for a lot. What color do I sign them in? What color? Anybody that I ever signed, what did I sign them in? Gold? Did I sign them in gold or sign them in silver? This marker's fucking dead.
Josh says silver.
Silver? No, you sign them in gold, Josh. The silver doesn't show up, right? Am I selling any? I can on my stream. Yeah, I have. I did pick up some to sell because I don't have any. I didn't have any. So, he didn't know I was famous. In a very small scene. Yeah, in a very small scene, we were. Yeah. So I don't know. Does anybody have any questions about anything? How'd I get into selling music? How'd I get into playing music? Anything you want to know?
Yeah. So I wanted to know, like, how did you exit band life, and then what was your next step?
Exit band life. Oh my God, I wanted to kill myself. I had to go to therapy. I didn't know what to do. I had nothing to do. Like it's all I could do. It's all I could do. It's all I wanted to do. So I know everybody says, "Oh, I love music. I love music." What's my earliest musical memory? I don't know. Probably like I don't know. There's so many. Probably I don't know. There's so many early musical memories. Like, how's that bag of dicks that I ate? Those bag of dicks is great, Brandon. I should. My first therapist wanted to bang me after I got done. After I stopped going to therapy, she called me up to ask if I was done going to therapy, and I said yeah. And then she asked me if I wanted to go get dinner.
Is that a real story?
Yeah.
That's so unethical.
Well, she asked me 30 times if I was done, if I was not coming back to therapy.
She was just waiting.
Yeah, and that's how
somebody, somebody asked what your earliest musical memory is.
Man, it goes back so far. But like my earliest music memories are like being at the bar, my dad's bar, and hearing the jukebox. But I didn't care about that. You know, like I didn't care about like endless love or I was made for loving you or any of that shit, you know, or fucking like that Lime song. What's that Lime song? Oh, babe, we're going to love tonight. You know, I'm like, you know, disco shit. My dad was in the mob, like he owned the mob bar. And care, you know, I just hung out there on a Saturday afternoon and played cards with the old men in the back, you know. So I'm a very good card player. I was playing cards since I'm a little kid.
Next question. When was your first Whatnot show and how did you do the first time?
What was my first Whatnot show? April of last year. I could look it up. How did I do? Amazing. I did like $4,000 that night. But that's just because I had a following already. I had a following on Facebook. I came from Facebook. So I've been selling. So back to therapy, you know. So I don't know what I'm going to do in my life because I'm now like 26 years old. I'm completely washed the fuck up. You know, I got no backup plan. I didn't go to school for anything. I didn't want to be a cop or sell a house or fucking do whatever it is that you people do. I don't want to do anything.
Everybody imagine Nikki as a realtor.
I wanted to play my fucking guitar. And you know, I don't like the attention either. Like I hate it. Like, so I picked the two weirdest things. So, like I sell records online, streaming, and I wanted to be in a band. So I'm in front of people like the camera all the time. And I'm very introverted. So it's very weird. I stare away. Even when you watch me, I look at the floor and I stand sideways. So it's really weird for me, you know? So at 27, I don't know what to do. So I'd sold bootleg videos prior, right? So I was always at record shows, like I got into some bootleg videos when I was a kid because I would film shows, and somebody was like, "Yo, my boss will buy somebody who's talking at the store," and I was like, "All right." So the next thing you know, like we're making a ton of money with them, you know. Thank God too. You know, we needed that shit when we were in a band. But anyway, so at 26 or 7, I'm like, man, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do in my life. I really didn't see this happening. So I was like, I could open a record store, and I opened a record store, and that's how I got. I'd be a good lawyer, Jen says. Holy shit, it's
Congratulations, Chris.
nice. Um, cool. So yeah, so that's how I got into selling records like full time. Like well before it was bootleg videos. But when it was the bands, like it was just kind of like for years it was just the bands and like nothing, you know, you live off that little bit of money that you make on the bands, you know. And then that's it. I don't know, and that's it. So when you buy a record off me, you're buying off somebody that this is it. This is all they've ever done is music. I don't know if it makes you feel
Another
better.
question from the chat.
Yeah.
Biggest dick musician you met running the record store?
Biggest dick musician I ever met running the record store. I don't know. Johnny Marr was kind of nice. Most of them were nice. The Blink-182 guys were great. Noel Gallagher was kind of strange. He didn't really say anything. We got him to sign something. He just looked at it, signed it, and handed it back. I don't know. Did I tell a story about one? If so, refresh my memory. But most people were
Josh
cool.
asked, so I assumed that there was some story.
But I thought I'm trying to think. Where's it go with? Fair Taylor Swift song, "Welcome to New York."
There's also worst
Wait.
punk band that actually made it big,
Look at
which
Dan.
is supposed to be a
Welcome
question
to
for both of us.
on New Year's Eve, and our daughter was little and she loved it. There you go. Yeah, Johnny Marr wasn't Modest Mouse for one record. He was also in a band called Love. He also was Morrissey's little side piece for a little bit too.
So what do you think is the worst punk band that made it big?
All of them. Every band sucks. I don't know, man. Why you want me to shit talk on bands? I don't want to shit talk on any bands.
That was Bearded's question.
Electronic with Bernard Sumner. Yeah, he was in that too. Oh, I like the TSOL glam rock records. I definitely like them. See, I like the weird records. Keep shooting, Rob says. All right, Rob, who's a punk rock band that I dislike? Like, who can I say? Like, what? Like, you want to just say band or you want to say punk rock band? Like, punk rock, so, like, you really want me to go just full, like, because you guys, a lot of people in here, you call everything punk. Like, are we talking spiky hair punk? Are we talking pop punk? Like, there's so many subgenres. Nardcore, like Oxnard, I love that. I love some of that stuff, like Dr. No and stuff like that. I love some of that stuff. I was just about to start shooting on Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin. Those bands suck.
I have an unpopular opinion.
Don't tell people, everybody in this chat, don't tell people you like Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin. Definitely don't tell them that.
I personally don't like Pearl Jam.
Good. I don't like them either.
Not at all. They annoy me.
So,
unpopular opinion.
I saw them when they were still called Mookie Blaylock. Because my cousin, there's a girl named Eileen that dated Stone, and she sang in my cousin's band. My cousin died. She sang in his band. He was like, you know, like a junkie grunge kid. But yeah, so we saw them because we met her. This is how we met her. This is how he got her to sing in her band. So she was completely hot, had like crazy dyed fire engine red hair, and looked perfect, like to be like a singer. So she's working in the store with Steve, the kid who's playing guitar in his band. He has dreadlocks, and they just hired this new girl, Aileen, and she just moved here from somewhere. And me and Joey had like Green River shirts on and shit, and she just like fell in love with these two little kids that had Green River shirts on. And she was like, "Oh, I used to date Stone, blah 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 blah." I'm like, "Holy shit." And next thing you know, she's in his band, and then fucking Mookie Blaylock comes around, and sure as shit, she gets us snuck in. It was an over 21 show. She sneaks us in, and we saw them, and they thought they sucked. We're like, this shit sounds like Neil Young. This is garbage. This doesn't sound like Mother Love Bone or Green River. Fuck this. And that was Pearl. They became Pearl Jam.
So somebody does not believe that you like Taylor Swift?
I don't really. I like a couple songs.
Yeah.
I like that one record. That one record's got a special place in my heart because my daughter was about this big and loved it. So it'll always have a special place in me and Jen and Arjuna's heart, Taylor Swift. But my daughter doesn't really.
1989, you mean?
1989. It's got a very special place. It has a very special place in her heart. Do I like Taylor Swift? Not really. Like there's so much girl pop that's better than that, you know. But
Yeah, Nikki likes pop queens. He likes
yeah,
Charlie XCX,
I like Charlie XCX.
Miley.
Yeah, I like Jasmine Bean. Like I like pop queens. You know, I like Conan Gray. He's a pop queen.
He is a pop queen.
He is. I used to think that. He so is. He's very like. So when Arjuna showed me him, I was like, "You have to watch Rocky Horror." He's like Frankenfurter. He's like the cape that moves. Oh my God, he's modeled right. He's perfect. He's
He
modeled
was
right.
in the audience at the Olivia Rodrigo show I went to because they're best
Uh-huh.
friends, and so
Right.
she made a speech about her best friend and then ran down and hugged
Yeah,
him, and he was there in the audience in Portland, so that was kind of cool.
yeah. He's great. Arjuna loves him. We went and saw him. Like, yeah. Boy Genius, I like Phoebe. I don't like Boy Genius. Boy Genius is too folk. I like Phoebe because she's got crazy eyes, and Scott Kucharski loves Ryan Adams, so I like the like troll Olivia too. She loves Olivia and Melanie. Melanie to me is just the new Bjork. Melanie Martinez is like the new Bjork. We saw her. We saw Melanie Martinez, and I looked at Jen, and I was like, "This is like Bjork." And I looked at Arjuna, I was like, "You need to listen to Bjork. Like, you'll love it. Like, this is like." Bjork worship, and I didn't know it was like that. Mitski too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't realize Melanie Martinez. I thought Melanie Martinez was like a pop queen, but she's so much more. The next record will be even more out there because it's like turning, like I said, it's turning into Bjork. It's actually really good.
And her records tell stories, so I
yeah,
like that.
Arjuna's a lyric person.
Yeah.
Don't want and I make fun of lyric people.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the chat if they have any specific questions. Otherwise, we're gonna get into like random questions from this box of questions I have.
Awesome. Ozzy Osbourne. That's the first record I ever bought with my own money, in case anybody wants to know, or my mom's money. That's the first record myself.
First record I ever bought was the Romeo and Juliet soundtrack.
I wear socks to do everything. I even fuck with my socks on. Ask Jen. She's in here.
Hey, Danny.
Jen. Tell him. You don't believe Bert. Don't believe me. Tell him. It's true. There you go. She would
Do you
know.
wear socks if you go to the beach?
I don't go to the beach. I don't like sand.
The most valuable record I own, Orange Rep, Taylor Swift, FYE.
You have one of those?
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy, right? Yeah, of course you have one of those.
Of course, I had to buy it. I got it from VC. You can't get it anywhere for that price, and it was sealed. So
yeah.
Someone got it first, opened it, checked the runouts, and confirmed it was correct and real. Yes, Ryder.
Oh, so you got a good deal on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got one of those ones. That's awesome.
No, do you see Mommy's on camera? She's talking to
what
my friend
album
Yonicky.
made me? This is awesome. Okay, so in my 8th grade yearbook,
After Mom's done, we can call.
I said I wanted, when it said, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Jakey Lee. So initially, I always tell this story. So Josh, if you're in here, Jude, this pertains to Jude too. So when we were 11 years old, we both he got a bass and I got a guitar. Hey, how are you? Hey. Hi, how are you?
Can I see the book with no pictures?
Yeah, after Mom's done, okay?
No,
After bath time. Okay.
I like your shirt.
He said he likes your shirt.
You remind me of my friend. Jen, doesn't he look like a young Fred with that shirt and his hair? He looks like Fred Mascherino, a young Fred Mascherino, if anybody knows who that is.
You can't skip bath.
He does. Look, Jen, right, Jen? He looks like a very young Fred Mascherino. So if you guys don't know who Fred Mascherino, oh God, I guess I should tell this. Before I was in Prima, I was in a band with Fred Mascherino, if anybody knows who that is. And he didn't play guitar. He sang. I had to, unfortunately, play guitar. And he is way better than me. But yeah, that looks like a young Fred.
Look, I'm working.
Fine.
Okay, thank you. Ryder! Gosh, you almost knocked everybody over.
You knocked us over. Ah, should I have took the bump? I'll flop like in basketball.
Sorry for my cute interruption.
That was awesome. He does. So, I was in a like. I'll get to that. Like I said, because he came in and my buddy Fred Mascherino, he played in Taking Back Sunday, and he does the Color Fred now. But we're friends, not childhood friends, but very teenage friends. And we played in a band together. And he looks like Fred. Like Fred would always wear shirts like that and had his hair cut like that. He looked like a very young Fred. I was like, oh my god, you look like Fred. Just
He's
all this
amazing.
like weird, all these weird like music memories right now are happening. Like it's kind of weird, man. Like I had to yeah, Fred didn't say anything. Fred's in a lot of stuff. Yeah, right. So me and Fred have known each other for I don't know, a long time now. And we played in a band together before Prima. And Fred is an amazing guitar player. And he was an amazing guitar player then. But yet me and Pat Higgins played guitar. And me and Pat Higgins are not nearly as good as Fred. So on the demo that we did, there's like guitar solos, and Fred just played them because it was just easier for him to play them than for us to play them because you could do it in one take. Me and Pat were like struggling. Pat now is a famous guitar tech. Pat Guitar Techs. Pat's Evans' guy, and Pat's Dooley's guy. So Pat's pretty good. He still can't play guitar very well. Neither could I. But Fred still destroys both of us. What's the oh my god. You don't want to know. So my shop was like a record shop, but it also was like an after hours club and a strip club. So it was more like, it was crazy. Like it was a crazy time. It was when I was like, you got to think. So like up until like 27 years old, I was like the straight edge kid. And now I no longer have a band. And now I'm like DJing in a strip club. I own a record store. And it's like, oh, what's this? This is Coke. Oh, what's that? Naked girls. So my strip club, my store was like a combination of that. I don't want to get too much into my store. We could probably get in a lot of stuff. But a lot of bands played there. Some good Finch played their first show in Philly there. Jen didn't know me then. No, Jen didn't know me then. Jen met me right after I closed the store. She knew me, but we didn't know we weren't dating. But we just knew each other. Like she went to school with my brother, and we would just like stay hot. So, and then one day I was like, I gotta get naked in the store.
Sorry.
Like that was the thought in my head. Like
I'm going to try to get caught up on the questions. So, did we do what album or artist made you want to start playing guitar?
I was just explaining that. So this Josh will get a kick out of this too. So when I was 11, I got a guitar for Christmas, and we wanted to make a band, and we wanted to be Motley Crue. And then by the time Annie got her hands on it, it was booking us shows when we were 15, sending us out to clubs, playing with all sorts of bands and being out. We were more like DRI, So that's kind of funny. But initially, it was like Jakey Lee. I wanted to be Jakey Lee. In my 8th grade yearbook, it says, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I said Jakey Lee. So it was Ozzy in the beginning, and like Yngwie Malmsteen. And that's how I learned how to play. But then it was like the big ones for me, or like the big guitar players for me, or like, well, Randy Rhoads, The Edge. I don't know. I love like the use of sonic effects. Dave Navarro. I don't know. There's so many. Robin Proper Shepherd. I don't know. There's so many things. There's so many guitar players that I think are amazing. Johnny Marr, Iris Mitchell Mayhew, just for different reasons. Tom Capone. Oh my God, Tom Capone. So I don't know John Nolan. I don't know any of the other Taking Back Sunday guys. I don't. I just know Fred. Me and Fred go back a long, long time. We actually, when I was at Christ, Brody and us did a short, when he was in Brody. Jude was in Brody then too. Josh, we did a small little tour together. But I knew Fred way before that.
Where was your record shop?
219 South or 218 South. I don't know. The bar was one of them. So the bar that I DJ'd in, one of them was 219 South and one of them was 218 South. I forget which was which. I forget what address was which. But it was 218 was either the bar or my store. And it was 218 or 219. I think it was hold on, I'll figure it out right now. The odd side. 219 South. Sorry. Yeah, John did
one.
With his sister. The sister's the one that broke the band up. Because like when they went out on tour, Adam was banging all sorts of chicks and he was dating John's sister, and then John got pissy with him.
Okay, last one from the chat is, what's the best pizza in Jersey?
The best pizza in Jersey, Manco and Manco's. His sister could sing for sure. Yeah, Manco and Manco's is definitely the best pizza in Jersey. Although that Pizza Land is pretty happening, but I've only had it once. So I'm gonna go mango and mango. Let's see what
Okay,
this comes.
so these cards are different category, not categories,
I,
like different levels. The first level is an icebreaker.
okay.
The second level is deep, and the third level is deeper.
Wow, we're going deep.
So I'm gonna let the chat choose icebreaker, deep, or deeper. It's all safe for work. I don't have the not safe for work box.
We
In
could
here.
put the nice paperwork ones. I
In
mean, unless it's
conversations, do you tend to listen or talk more?
both. I hear every word everyone says when I talk a lot. I'm nervous and introvert. So my shyness takes over and I just talk. But don't think I don't hear everything you say as well. My dad was in the mob. I'm very aware of my surroundings.
If you were guaranteed honest responses to any 3 questions, who and what would you ask?
I'd ask Vishnu what the fuck I'm doing here and why and where do I go from here. That's what I want to know. What am I doing here? Why am I? And where do I go from here? And I'd the only person I'd have to ask Vishnu, and that's it. That's what I. That's it. That's the truth. Why am I here? Why? What am I here for? And where do I go?
Everybody wants the answer to that question.
That's it. That's what I want.
What fictional character do you relate to the most?
I don't know. What fictional? Everything for me. I don't know. Me, I'm fictional. Nicky the Bat's fictional. I'm not real. I'm a figment of my own imagination. And when I was younger, gosh, like years ago, I had a crazy life, man. Like, and years ago, I would wake up and go look in the mirror and say, "Thank God you're you," because someone else might not be able to be you. I don't know what fictional character. Ted, yeah, I'm the Bat. I'm Nicky the Bat. I got that nickname from my friend Brian, who was one of the biggest promoters in the music business, and he died 3 days before the lockdown. I have a lot of friends that died.
This should be a good one, too. What's the worst date you've ever been on?
The worst date? I don't know. I've been on a date in how many years? The last date I went on was with Jen. It was great.
Okay,
We're
let's
still
get
here.
that one.
We're both still here. That must have been an awesome day. We went and saw the Deftones. Yeah.
If you won the lottery, what would you do with the money?
How much are we talking? What lottery?
Let's say $68 million.
What Jen just said. A cat have the biggest money.
Save all the cats.
All of them. I'd save every fucking. I go around and steal them. I break into people's houses and steal their cats.
I'm going to go ahead and run the last giveaway as well, since we're winding down. 12 minutes left.
Yeah.
Pick up some junkies, take them to a meeting.
Well, thank you for your service. I mean, it probably means a lot to them guys. I'm just saying,
No, that's what Roger has to go do right now. If you saw that.
No.
Okay.
Meeting. I know that's what I said. It probably like he's doing them a service, So.
Yeah. Okay. We're on to icebreaker. I tried to go in order of what people put. So, what was your most memorable birthday gift or surprise?
I got a cat when I was a little kid. I wanted a cat, and I got a cat.
The answer is always cat.
No, I mean, I wanted a cat. My mom got me a cat for a birthday a long time ago. He lived to be like old man. That was the cat at the house. The first orange cat. He lived a long time. I don't know. Like it definitely was. Definitely, it was one of my. Definitely, probably a cat. I don't know. I'm not a materialistic person. I'm not. The Lemmy. That's right. So, Motorhead happened to play the club at the day of my birthday. So Jen and my buddies that run the club threw like a party for me at the Motorhead show, and we had the whole balcony. The back balcony was ours, and I don't know. She invited all my friends. There was like 100 people there, so it was crazy. And we had the whole back balcony. The whole back balcony was sectioned off for us, and Jen and Jerry got me like cannolis and shit. It was nice. And all my friends got to see a free Motorhead show. courtesy of Jen and Jerry. It was nice.
Best professional wrestler intro song.
Okay, so when Shane Douglas would come out to Perfect Strangers, that was fucking awesome, right? But also, like, when the glass fucking breaks, that's also exciting too. And as much as Enter Sandman fucking blows as a song, when the lights go out and it starts, the next thing you know, there's the beer cans and the fucking cane against the head, and he's just going nuts. And Sandman's giving beer and cocaine to like 8-year-old kids. There's nothing like it. Like,
So are you not a Metallica fan?
No, they suck. They were good for like.
I agree.
They were good for like. They were good. They were great. Oh my god, they were amazing. And then Cliff Burton died, and then they just went to shit really fast. And like now, like when you look back, like Lars is really bad. Like there's this guy that plays drums on Instagram, and he does like these Lars things, and he pretends to be like Lars playing these other songs, and it's so out of time, and it's amazing. And he's got him down perfect. And then me and Rob saw this clip the other day of Lars trying to put a tambourine in one of his songs, and we're like, yo, you just put that song in God knows what timing because you're struggling to like hit the tambourine all the time. And you just took a song that should be 4/4 and you just accidentally made it like 6/79, like a timing that doesn't even exist because you're just that bad. You know? Truth. Yes. Yeah. He couldn't even fucking hit the tambourine properly. He's like struggling to hit the fucking tambourine. It's like, bro, for real. Like his fills are the worst. Like he just fucking puts them wherever he feels like. Like, what is he? Does he just not hear? Like, does he just like go off a cue? Like the song starts here, like he sees a light and it stops here. Like, the fuck is he listening to? Anyway, end rant.
What snacks would you bring on a road trip?
What snacks would I bring? Coke snacks. No, I'm just kidding.
Think of something new. Coke cookies.
I don't know, man. I like all sorts of snacks. You know what? You know what snacks I like?
He heard me say Coke cookies, and he wanted to know what kind of cookies.
I'm getting everybody in trouble. My mouth. I'm going to learn the fucking gummy dicks. I definitely would take gummy dicks. I ate those last week. They were okay. You know what I like? And this is funny because Brandon today was like, how do you get your protein? I like those dried chickpeas. You know what I'm talking about? I love those snacks. I used to order them from Amazon and I forgot. I should order them up. Fuck Jeff Bezos.
Those are good.
He sleeps wherever we go. Yeah, see, Jen just said it.
Okay, would you like a spicy one?
I'm spicy. I'm
Italian. It's not like
spicy white.
Horrible question.
You can ask me anything.
If you could only do one sex position for the rest of your life, which would it be?
Oh, I don't know. You put the girl on top so that she could knock herself out. You know.
There you go.
Or you hang her down. I don't know. Whatever. As long as you got your socks on.
One with your socks on.
I don't know.
Congrats, Armenian dude.
Who won?
Armenian dude.
Armenian dude. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's a tricky one. Only one. I don't know. Pile drive them. Fucking ragdoll them. I don't know. Now you got me talking crazy. Ask Jen. It's up to her.
Okay. What had the biggest impact on your self-esteem growing up?
The biggest impact on my self-esteem growing up. I don't know. I'm not a very confident person. I mean, I'm overconfident a lot of times, but I'm very like shy. So I don't know. I don't know what had that. Probably like, I don't know, having a narcissistic mother and a mob father. I don't know. But they were like, I don't know. They were really weird, you know? My family was like, trust, they weren't like abusive or anything, you know, like they definitely didn't beat us, but they definitely didn't show us any love either. But they told us, like, you know, my dad just wasn't around. You know, my dad had bars and was in the mob and he was banging his gumas and shit. You know what I mean? He had no time for us. And I don't know, my mom is like very narcissistic, you know, so I don't know. That probably fucking wrecked my brain. That you know, that's why I ran to the temple. Not that they were like, oh, come here, kid, taste this fucking halva. You're going to love this. It's going to be the best thing you ever ate. Ask Jen. Right, Jen? How good was that pumpkin halva? Best thing you ever ate in your life. But no, it just was like I'm somebody that was like the Chromax say, searching for an answer and I need a clue. I'm someone that like always was searching for more. And that's how I wound up where I was. Like I wasn't happy. I wasn't satisfied with what they taught me in school. I didn't buy any of it. It's bullshit. There's an ulterior motive there. Like there is. There's an ulterior motive everywhere. So that's why I went looking for shit on my.
Let's see. Between you and Jen, who makes the most decisions?
Oh man, she's gonna say me, and I'm gonna say her, because I forcefully make her. I'm like, you fucking make these decisions. I'll be like, I don't know, babe. What do you think? And then yeah. What do you think, babe? See, we talk things
over and make them
See
together.
how nice.
Perfect answer.
Who makes the correct decisions? Arjuna. Arjuna's smarter than both of us, but she's watched for their years. That's why I gave her that name. I didn't even want to give her I didn't even want to give her a last name. I only wanted her to have a name in no capitals, all lowercase. You got that's because I'm like no ties to this human world.
Okay, guys, we have 4 minutes left. So if you have additional questions, just put them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to keep going through these cards with our random questions so we can learn some random facts about Nikki. What is one useless skill you have?
Play guitar.
Seems pretty useful since you were in bands. I mean, I guess every skill is useful. Like, I would say that it's not useless, but I can fold a fitted sheet really well.
Packing groceries.
Groceries.
I'm very good at packing groceries. I am.
Okay. There we go. Is there any record people ask you for that actually pisses you off?
All of them.
All of them.
Oh man, first hardcore show. That's a great question. What was the first hardcore show I saw? It had to be like God, maybe the Turning Point show at Tim's house or the COC show in the basement. I don't remember. They were all at that same time. They were all like lots of shows were happening at the same time, and it wasn't the first show I saw, nor was it the first like little show I saw. So like all these shows happening at once, I don't remember which was actually the first. Does that make sense? The best thing to see a concert in Philadelphia is the Underground Arts. I love that place. The basement. I love that place to see shows. That's my favorite place to see a show.
Bungee jumping or hot air balloon?
Neither. I'm afraid of heights.
It's funny. Danny said the same thing, and I said both.
Yeah. I'm not going to purposely do something that could kill me. Even though I did drugs a lot, I'm not going to purposely like jump out of an airplane. Favorite movie, The Warriors. Yeah.
How about favorite TV show, or do you not watch TV?
I don't watch TV, so that's a tricky situation. Like I don't really watch TV. I do like Scooby Doo. I watch Scooby Doo like on whatever. I don't watch TV, so I don't know. I watched some Seinfeld years ago. I have a favorite customer. I like a lot of you guys a lot.
It's
so
me. Let's just go there since I'm on
not
camera.
a lot of guys, I like a lot of you guys a whole lot. So just know that,
That's a trick
you guys
question.
allow me to do what I do. You put up with my shit, like you just put up with me. So thank you. I know I'm a moody bipolar motherfucker. So
here's a good one, and then I'll get a fun one for our last question.
Okay.
Is there anything about growing older that scares or concerns you?
Yeah, dying, because I don't know what's next. I'm so afraid of it. I'm so ready for it. Like I'm not suicidal or anything. Trust me, I'm so ready for it, but I'm so scared of it. That's all. I died once before, but I came back, and I told Scott Kaczarski he's got to get some surgery and he's afraid to go under. And I said, the dying was the easy part. The coming back was the hard part because I didn't know I was dead. When I came when I came out of the coma, there was somebody in the room, like a nurse. I choked, so I choked to death, and
Good question, Josh.
and I died. So, but I was alive. So when I came to, a couple days later, there was someone in the room, and they were like, "Whoa, weren't expecting to see you." And I go, "Whoa," and I was supposed to go, Jen. We were supposed to go see Mindless Self Indulgence that night. Not me and Jen, but me and Joe Burns were going to film Mindless Self Indulgence that night. And all I knew is I wound up at the hospital at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It was around when the ambulance picked me up, and I don't remember anything else. So when they said, "Well, what time is it?" First thing I said was, "What time is it?" And they said, 6 whatever. And I go, "Oh, cool. Can I get out of here soon? I got plans tonight." And they're like, "In the morning." And I was like, "Well, I was here all night." And they're like, "We better get a doctor." And I was like, "Wow." So I told Scott Kucharski the dying was the easy part. Coming back was the hard part. I didn't know I was dead.
Yeah. Okay, there was a question. What's something you wish you were told before becoming a dad?
No, nothing. Like everybody told me everything, and whether I listened or not, I don't know. Uncle Ozzy said, "What they say, don't blink." And I blinked, but at the same time, I didn't. Um, I don't know. There's no one answer. Hopefully, I'm doing it right. Like that's all. Hopefully, I think she thinks I'm doing a good job. I don't
My
know. I don't.
answer would be don't listen to anything anyone tells you and be your own parent. Like be yourself as a parent, but also don't blink because everyone told me how fast it goes. And I was like, yeah, okay, fine. And I swear he was a baby yesterday and he's 6.5.
I see these
So
pictures. So on my television, it's linked up to my phone, I guess. And when it's not on, which it's like if I'm laying on the couch, it's either Scooby Doo or like just YouTube, and I put on like a concert or something. And when it goes to sleep, it shows my film roll, and I see all these amazing pictures throughout her life. And I'm like, wow, I kind of like, did I fuck up? Am I fucking up? Like, did I fuck her up? And I think about that a lot, but I think that's also the part of me that is always like searching for something, which is why how I wound up becoming part of the Hare Krishna movement and things like that, because I'm searching for something more. I've always been like, I'm not happy with what I've been taught because I don't believe it, so I'm searching. I want to see everything with my own eyes, and yes, and I don't push my beliefs on anybody. I definitely didn't push them on her. She just knows her name has something to do with that. I mean, she's not vegetarian. Although she's never had like cow or anything. I don't think she's ever had a cow. She only has had chicken. Um, thanks, Jen. I love you too. Thanks. Yeah, I don't think she's never had like anything. So I don't even know if she would eat it. But I didn't push that on her. My mom tried to give her like a turkey leg or something once, and she threw it on the floor. She was like, "What the fuck is that?" So anyway,
Um, I think
here comes
every
the
parent thinks that we will mess up our child's life or that we're
yeah.
not doing a good job. So I think if you're not thinking that, then you're not a good parent because you're always trying to make sure that you're doing the best thing you can for your child. So I do have to go raid somebody, but I have one last question, and that's
Question.
throughout your life, what has been a favorite nickname that someone has given you?
My favorite nickname? Well, they call me Nicky the Bat. That's kind of stuck. And Nick. I mean, and that's kind of stuck. But it's always just been Nicky. Um, it's always just been Nicky. Nick is so harsh. Um, like they even though they're bad, Nicky doesn't like you. Oh yeah, you don't suck for liking them. Like what you want. I like Gigi Allen. You guys can
Right,
get over that.
everybody can like anything. I
Yeah,
love Taylor Swift. You don't have to like her, but like
I don't give a
don't
what
diss me or diss her.
just
Just
I
say
don't like.
I don't
Just
like them.
it doesn't mean you can't like it. I just don't like it. I just because I find something boring doesn't mean it is the most incredible thing you've ever heard. And just like you might like, come on, I like Diamanda Galas. I like Diamanda Galas, and I like things like that. So what I want everybody to do is like listen to 5 minutes tonight of Diamanda Galas or Mercur or something that I really like, or Gigi Allen or something, or anything, Iceburn or Engine Kid or Nero.
Corinne.
What? Yeah, I like that too. That's synth pop. You know, I'm naming some stuff that people are probably going to be like, Nikki, what the fuck is this? And I wouldn't recommend that to people. I wouldn't tell people you should listen to Diamante Glass because you're going to hate it. You're probably going to hate it. I like a lot of avant-garde stuff. You're probably going to fucking hate it, you know. And I wouldn't recommend like a lot of the stuff that I listen to people. Like the stuff that I recommend is stuff that I like that I think Corinne is one of the best synth pop bands. So if I find something genre that I like, and I think this band is exceptional, I think everyone will like it. Like I think the Cold God stuff, I think people would love that. It's like the newer shoegaze. Like there's bands that I think that are amazing, and I think everyone would like it. It's suited for everyone. But then I know there's a lot of stuff that I like that's suited for no one, like no one at all. And that stuff I would never recommend. You know, and just because you would be like, yo, this guy just said fuck Led Zeppelin and he's listening to this, you know, better than Depeche Mode, bro. It's different than Depeche Mode. Check it out. Check that out. Yeah, check that record out. Bert, check that out. Check that out. You might not think it's better than Depeche Mode, but you'll love it. You'll love
very
it.
Depeche Mode-esque.
You'll love it. You'll love it. Because you know why? Because it's newer, so they could take the best parts of every synth pop band and make a band with it. That's like what some of the newer glam bands do, like Hardcore Superstar and the bands that I just think are fantastic. They've got 40 years of music to steal from. So they steal the best parts of the best bands and put it together. Boom, you know? And that's why some of the new hardcore bands are such bangers. You know, like if you're not trying to reinvent the wheel, just go home. Like Deaf Heaven's another band. Like I love Deaf Heaven. I don't know if I would recommend that to people. Like these are like Frail and shit, like Angel Hair and bands that I love. I don't know. There's a ton of bands that I just can't recommend, you know, because it's like you might just be like, all right, Nicky, I don't get it. Like me and Rob will be like fucking banger. And like, you know, there's like a handful of us that think it's fucking bangers, and the rest of you are gonna be like, the fuck did you tell me to listen to Christie Front Drive? It's fucking the most boring one-noted shit I've ever heard. You know? There's no reason for songs to be 14 minutes long. What's this dude crying? Jesus Christ, how many girls that fucked him over? So anyway, yeah, so you know, don't listen to me when I say just because I think Led Zeppelin's boring. That's just because I didn't go backwards. I didn't go backwards in life. Like I only went forward with music. Like once I only went with bands that were current and bands like, oh, I could see this band, you know, like I could go see them. I couldn't go see Led Zeppelin, but I could go see Corrosion of Conformity in a basement. So I was going to buy the Corrosion of Conformity record. I wasn't going to buy the Led Zeppelin record.
So, fun fact, Nikki got me into Corinne, and the same week they were in Portland, so I got to see them live, and they're really good live.
Yeah,
so
I never saw them. I don't know those kids. They're from Philly, and I never see either one of them anywhere. Like, yeah, I never see either one of them anywhere. Like, the new record should be good. I ordered a bunch. I got them from.
I just want to thank everybody, especially Nikki, for being here. Thank you. I'll be doing these every Wednesday. So I'm getting all of the times and everything scheduled right now to get everybody else on. But every Wednesday I will have a new seller. Feel free to submit questions. If you follow me on Instagram, it's Best Coast Music 531. You can send questions that way as well. We are going to raid over to Wax Arcana. They are having an all giveaway show. I really appreciate you guys all for being here, and very big thank you to Nikki for being my guinea pig on my interview show.
This was a lot of fun, and this was great. And thank you for putting this together, and thank you for everything you do, because you do a lot for us. You do a lot behind things that people don't even know. So thank you so much. And guys, thank you. Thank you guys.
We'll see you next time.